Welcome back to Boys and Ghouls Film Review, folks. I'm your host, Sarah Stephenson. This is my co-host, Mike Stephenson.
Hi, guys.
And tonight we'll be reviewing the huge franchise that everyone continues to talk about, especially on Halloween, called VHS.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some of you have seen it. Mm-hmm. So I've seen them as a franchise. There's, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are
there's
five movies, another one in the pipeline at the moment, I believe.
Yeah, the next one will be released. Well, I don't know when it's going to be released. It's just going to be.
It says 2023 on my paperwork.
And the VHS one will say 85 or something.
Yeah, 85.
Indicating that it may be indicating to that period. Who knows?
Yeah, that's awesome. Anyway, now these are a selection of, these VHS movies for the uninitiated are found footage anthologies. Mm-hmm. They're all standalone movies. However, they've got the same general theme. Obviously, found footage, yada yada yada. VHS, get the drift here. VHS tape. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to make it a little bit grungy when they've made it, even though it's not really grungy. Getting on, I'm not going to go through every director and all the producers and other things and actors. Of course, I'll be here all night before. But I will say one thing: there was the whole concept. Mm-hmm. And one of the producers, I think, on every one of them, is a guy called Brad Miska, M-I-S-K-A.
Yeah.
And he's the brains, energy, imagination behind these anthology movies. Mm-hmm.
Well, the concept anyway.
The concept, but he came up with the concept, and he's also producing them. I normally talk about reviews at the end, but I'll talk about it now because I'm not going to talk about it at the end because I'm not going to talk about every movie in particular. But generally speaking, it's got a reasonably good reception. Middle of the road, about 50-60% in favour of the movie. Okay, one or two of the movies got higher than that. One got lower, but generally they're well accepted. I don't necessarily like fan footage movies. I think they're overdone, but I can see what they're doing. I appreciate the imagination and the story writing and the acting and the effort put into putting them together. So I'm not going to say too much more on this. Again, I don't know about the budget. I do believe the budget is pretty low budget affair on most of these. Mm-hmm. They kept it down to a bare bones minimum. Pardon the pun about the bones. And I would say, honestly, for a low budget franchise, I think they've done exceptionally well. Now, for those of you who haven't seen it, I encourage you to start watching them. A couple of them, just test the water with one of them, and then if you like again the other ones, you can. I normally talk about buying and renting at the end, but I'll do it now because you can buy them, you can rent them now.
Can you rent them as a full set if you can? Mike?
I think Amazon's got them all on Prime for rent. I think you can rent them all there, and you can buy them on eBay and Amazon, and obviously other places. So, having said that, I think I'll let Sarah get into doing what Sarah does best.
Yes, so
anyway, Grizzly.
The main story in this first one, which was released in 2012, this one takes place with a bunch of city wankers who decide to take video footage of inappropriate moments in their lives, like crashing windows and lifting women's T-shirts in order to expose their
booby shots.
And
a bit rude.
They decide to go to a man's house and steal some VHS tapes of some supposedly pornography, I guess.
Well, they think it is anyway.
And they find a dead man there, we think. And
he looks dead.
He looks dead. And
looks can be deceiving.
Where he's sitting near a bunch of TV sets. So the leader tells some of his guys to watch the videos, and hopefully they'll find the pornography video they're looking for. They're down in the basement most of the time trying to find the videos, and they're told the leader suggests to take all the videos back to their hideout to look over them there. Unfortunately, they never get the chance to do that.
No.
Anyway, throughout the series, throughout this sequence, each one of the members of the group watches the video and disappears individually.
Yay.
Anyway, I'll get to the stories. So the first one is called Amateur Night.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yep.
In that one, it's about a bunch of three boys who are going to film a pornography video of their own.
Have a drink of water. You're having trouble talking. Just talk among yourselves a minute.
Okay. And so they go to a local bar, and then they pick out two girls, and they take them back to their hotel room, and they're about to get to the nitty-gritty, but I won't tell you guys what just happens. It's just really good if you watch it for yourself.
Surprise.
As I always will do in anthologies, I'm going to leave it up to you guys to get the twist ending to it.
Okay, move along. We've got dozens.
Okay, the next one is called Second Honeymoon, with a couple who are going to Texas or parts of Texas, I'm not sure. And they're stalked by an unknown stalker, and I won't tell you who this unknown individual is. Again, it's not my business. Now comes the next one. It's called Tuesday the 17th. I guess this is sort of a play on montage to the Friday the 13th a little bit.
Probably. I never thought about that. Yes, very good.
Anyway, this one's about four kids, or four teenagers, who are going out to the middle of nowhere to do a bit of, smoke some weed, drink some beer, and maybe get a little bit of rough sex while they're at it.
Hey, lucky.
Anyway, I won't...
Sorry.
Little do they know, they're being stalked by something we don't know. All I know, it's called the glitch, which you can't really see properly. You just see a lot of static noise when you see him approaching. That's all I can say about this.
You got many to get through.
The next one is called The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily when she was young. And this one's about a girl chatting to her boyfriend on Zoom about how she developed this bruise, and it's kind of starting to get bigger and bigger. Well, not bigger and bigger, just starting to...
get itchy and lumpy and...
Yeah. And she's talking to her boyfriend, who's a doctor, and they
he's away at the moment.
Yeah, and at this time, she starts seeing things, like maybe ghosts. She thinks at first these ghosts are probably from the previous occupants who lived in her house.
Exactly.
But I won't reveal the twist to that one, again, as per usual.
But she's not imagining anything. And
anyway,
the boyfriend's not always up. He's made out to be.
Anyway, the next movie is called The 10th of the 30th.
No, the 31st, October the 31st, 98.
Yeah, and it's about these older men, guys who are trick-or-treating on the state, and they're heading out, and then they kind of head to someone's place, and there they encounter some satanic ritual, we think.
Oh, yeah.
We think, we're not sure.
We think it is, yeah.
And they try to help the girl, and we won't tell you the rest of the story here.
However, again, nice twist in it.
It's got a nice twist, and it's really dark and creepy.
VHS 2.
Now, this one's a good one, because in this one, the main narrative for this one is two detectives who are trying to find out what happened to this boy whose mum wants to know what's become of him. So they head to his place, and they find thousands of videos there, but no sign of the boy. So they sit down. Well, the detective couple are also a couple. So the male detective wanders off to the next room to look over some notes and other stuff, and she looks at the videos one by one.
And in the end,
I won't tell you what happens. It's really gross.
No,
Okay, the first story that she sees is called Phase 1 Clinical Trials, I think it was.
Yep, that is.
And it's about this man who has a camera eye inserted into his eye socket.
Yeah, he had a damaged eye, and they put an eye, mechanical, or a real, electronic camera
eye.
Eye, yeah, pretty much.
And he starts seeing things that are not really there. And we don't know if they're either ghosts or demons, or maybe both, because they start touching him and start hurting him.
Seeing dead people, I think. I'm not sure.
Vengeful ones, maybe.
Yeah, but they're around. But now we can actually see them because this is a new technology, and they had to work out some glitches in it. How's that?
Yeah.
Moving right
Again,
along.
moving right along. And next one is called A Ride in the Park.
Oh, goody, I like
And this
that.
one is about a guy who takes a GoPro and he rides his bike throughout the park. And
Another health freak.
and then he encounters a girl who bites him, and he slowly turns into a zombie. And he bites some other people who turn into zombies, and they start attacking this little
Campers and picnickers and everybody else.
and they
Have a
start.
wonderful
No,
time.
they don't really do that. They actually go to a girl's birthday party and start attacking the guests.
And why not?
And of course,
weren't
he
invited.
kind of gains his humanity back, even briefly, and shoots himself in the head.
He realises his humanity is still lurking in there, and he realises these horrible things. So yeah, he takes care of it.
Next one is called Safe Haven, which is about these reporters who are interviewing a satanic cult. I think it could be a satanic cult. Would you say?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And there they encounter something really creepy where all the people inside there they kill themselves, and then they kind of turn into zombies. And
we don't know. Not quite sure. We think it's a satanic cult, but we're not sure. But everyone kills themselves and they turn zombies. Don't know. Really, a little bit. Yeah.
Anyway, the final and the girl in the group, she gets pregnant and somehow gives birth to a demon.
Oh, you gave away the best bit.
Well, delayed.
She gives birth to something. Okay, demon.
And then the demon chases down our final guy, and he tosses the car, and then we get an interesting twist ending.
I'm not going to tell you what that one is.
The next one is called Slumber Party Alien Abduction. I don't need to tell you what this one is about.
Yes, let's move on.
Well, in this one, it's pretty much about some teens who are having a slumber party, causing pranks here and there to tease their older sister. And then they hear a rumbling, and then
rumble,
and then some aliens start appearing and abducting them one by one, probably for the attempt to eat them or maybe something.
Or experiment on them like all the other stories.
And this is all through video projection from a dog. He has a camera attached to his little head.
on him, so he can,
Yeah, this one I'm not too thrilled about this segment because I don't like watching animals getting hurt.
Yeah, poor he got killed in it. That wasn't very nice.
Yeah. Anyway, the next one is called VHS Viral. That's it.
Yep, viral. Yeah.
In this one, it deals with
That was 2014.
Yeah, this one deals with a loving couple. In the narrative, where he's making videos of their time together, and he hopes to go viral and stuff. And his girlfriend seems to not understand.
No, not interested.
Well, she starts off as nice and enjoyable, nice and comforting. But then something weird happens. Dealing with an ice cream truck that goes all around the city. It goes around, round, and all that stuff.
Yeah, police are in pursuit of it.
Yeah, and everyone, and I mean everyone who's on YouTube and are influencers, start tracking this sort of thing. And some of the people who see it or hear the music start behaving weirdly. Anyway, we'll get to the stories.
Yeah. Oh, an ice cream.
The first story is called Dante the Great.
Is that the magician one?
The magician, where he comes across a cloak which allows him the abilities to really use magic.
Real magic, not just pretend magic. Okay. But there's a trick. There's a price to pay.
Yeah,
we won't go on to too much price.
The cloak belonged to Houdini, and I guess
we believe. Yeah, I think I said that, yeah.
And anyway, I won't reveal the details of that story.
You had to recharge the cape occasionally. How's that? Won't say anything more.
Anyway, the next one is called
Parallel Monsters,
where a guy invents a special door that allows him to enter another parallel universe.
And it's exactly the same as here, but reversed.
Yeah, in this one, in that
mirror reversed.
Yeah, in that world, they believe in devils, and I guess they worship the whole satanic thing.
Yeah.
It's normal to them, just like Christianity and other godly things are as normal to us today.
And people in the other in this other universe, parallel world, whatever, ain't all that they seem either.
Yeah, and in the end, it has a good twist ending, but I won't tell you again.
Yeah, really good.
And the next one is called Bone Storm, where a bunch of teen boys, they want to go to Mexico to do their bike stunts. I mean, not bikes, skateboarding stunts.
It's an old disused drainage thing down there. You go on those big concrete things for stormwater,
Yeah.
And they wanted to do some skating down there and put it on GoPro and then put it on the internet.
Put it on YouTube.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't end very well.
No.
It gets really creepy.
They went down there about the same time as the Day of the Dead's been celebrating, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And it was really creepy in this one because it has some interesting special effects makeup or prosthetics.
Leave it alone.
And we'll leave it at that. So then moving on to VHS 94. This one takes place with a bunch of SWAT team policemen, I think, who are raiding a warehouse or building which has people who are dead, who are perched near TV sets or other stuff with their eyes plucked out.
Yes, you.
Like something out of Jason Voorhees. He's always plucking the eyes out of victims. Well, sometimes.
Well, pluck me.
Anyway, the story so far. This one is called Storm Drain, and it deals with a creature called Ratma, I think.
Yeah, Ratma.
And they think it's a rat man or something, or at least they believe so. But some of the locals don't tell you enough about it.
No one believes it. Obviously, this lady reporter goes in there to either find it or disprove it.
Yeah.
Guess what?
She gets a little more than she bargained for.
Exactly. We won't say anything more.
Hail Ratma. Anyway, now the next story is called Empty Wake, about a girl who's told by her boss to keep an eye on a person who's in a coffin.
It's a funeral. You know, you got a funeral home where you go there, all the chairs in front of the coffin. People go there and pay their respects.
Yeah, she works for the
it was
guy.
Night time.
Yeah, she works for the morgue owner, whatever his name is, and she's told to wait there until mourners come to pay their respect.
Well, no one came except for one man.
Yeah, and he starts jabbering in gibberish, which I won't mention.
And then he walked away.
And then some weird stuff happens. I mean, lots of weird stuff. I won't mention.
We won't, because that'd take away the fun of it.
Next up one is called The Subject.
Yes.
That one's about some test subjects who are kidnapped by a mad scientist, who plays God by turning them into half man, half cyborg type things. And one of them is a female who gets a camera inserted in as her eyes.
And the top of the head looked like was gone too somehow, wasn't it? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, soldiers arrive, and instead of trying to help her and to reunite her with her family, they start trying to kill her. Of course, one of the soldiers tries to help her, but he gets killed by one of the big bad. Well, not big bad. I mean, it's not their fault. Some of these guys who have been transformed into machinery, part man, part machine, are not their fault, but they're probably in pain from being in this much being forced into this sort of thing. Anyway, she eventually escapes. I won't tell you what else happens.
Blah, blah, blah.
Anyway, the next one is called Terror. Oh, this one is this one's about the vampire being looked after by this group of
not looked after,
imprisoned by some
redneck type guys who want to take on the rest of the world and kill them off. We don't know whether they are the good guys and the rest of the world are the bad guys. I don't think it actually came out in the storyline.
I think that they were going to use the vampire's blood, inject it into any people who cause them immediate threat, and those ones would either explode because the sunlight hits them.
Yes,
I mean, explode like
boom,
like a bomb.
Somewhat.
They kind of tested it on a rabbit in one of the scenes. It was really graphic and gross.
He had 4 rabbit's feet that weren't real lucky.
Anyway, that's the that one. So the next one, which was released this year, it's called VHS 99. And this one is pretty interesting. So let me see how we go here.
We're shredding it?
shredding. What's that one called about?
You've got it written down there. I've got names.
Sorry about this, guys. Shredding. Let me see. I'm trying to think. It's.
How about skip that one? How about suicide bed?
Oh yeah, that one's about let me see, about a girl who's she's in high school, college, and she's trying to take part in pledge for a sorority house, I guess. And their big rule, or their big thing to get her in, is to spend the night inside a cemetery, inside a coffin.
Now,
so they do
but
this.
They told her a story though about someone who had been done this a couple of years earlier, who died, and etc., just to scare her. Mm-hmm. Whoops. And then they put her in the grave in a coffin, and they pretend to cover, but they put a layer of dirt over it. She thinks she's really buried, but didn't know how buried she was. And then they get sprung by a policeman or a security guard, and it starts to rain, and we won't tell you anything more.
The next one is called Aussie's
Dungeon. That's the one the game show host guy, little girl.
Yeah. I've seen game shows like this back in the 90s. They were very popular in those days. Yeah. Anyway, the kid gets in an accident
breaks a leg or something
during the live performance.
Yeah, they're going through some sort of thing.
Yeah, she ends up snapping her leg. It looks so horrible in graphic.
Yeah.
Anyway, a few years go by, and the family of that poor girl, they eventually, torture the...
Well, they kidnap the guy.
They kidnap the host, and to get him to see how the girl suffered and all that stuff. Yeah. And if he completes the trials, then they'll set him free. Unfortunately, he doesn't do well, and he offers to give them their heart's desire.
In the TV program that the little girl went into, she's supposed to, if she won, she would get a wish that would really come true.
Yeah.
So he offered to give her the wish anyway.
Yeah. They go to the set, which was pretty much securely guarded by security.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it had been closed down because of problems.
Yeah, they probably had more occurrences there and decided that they don't want any more
occupational health and safety issues were probably mounting up. How's that?
Yeah, so the kid and her parents, they head to the set. They head deep underground, I guess into a sort of dungeon or
cave system underneath the television studio, I think.
Yeah. And there we see a creature, and of course, the little girl whispers what her wish was, and
we're not going to say what happened next. But all through this, her mother was greedy, and she wanted the wish so she could be rich and get a car and different things. And the little girl didn't wish for that.
If I was a little girl, I would want to, if I was given a chance, I would wish for my leg to be healed.
Yeah, but...
as a bit of a better way to move forward.
Anyway, come on.
So the next story is what's it called?
The Gorkas.
Gorkas. And this one's about a bunch of guys who were sitting around just daydreaming about this neighbor of theirs that's a beautiful girl,
young guys.
Lady.
Yeah. Testosterone is galloping along with the hormones and everything else.
And this one I thought it was a bit bizarre because in one scene we see a delivery man strutting his stuff, and which I think is a bit weird because the only way you could probably be doing that is if you were already on camera and someone was just doing the attention grabbing.
It was a comedy.
I know it's a comedy, but
he thought it was sexy, and out of sight he did a little dance by next to his van, saying, "Oh, she's so cute, ooh, yeah," like that. Yeah. However.
So anyway, the guys decide to probably place a hidden camera
in her room because she had a really hot body and everything. Yeah,
and they want to watch a few bits of her nudity.
Yeah, getting dressed, having a bath.
Incidentally,
as young guys would.
Incidentally, guys, bits of the narrative I mentioned. I know you've I talked about the narrative in all these other movies. Well, the narrative in this one, it's more of a stop motion animation,
Using little plastic soldiers
and stuff. And which
why I can't understand.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know why had to choose this narrative out of
Anyway,
after
it was different.
After all the other narratives that were much more exciting.
Yeah. And what's the next one?
To Hell and Back.
What's that one? That was,
it's about this another satanic group who are going to conjure up a demon, I think, from hell. And
yeah. And those movie guys or something were there investigators
they're documenting it.
And they got dragged into this demon world, wasn't it?
Yeah, hell or something. And they tried to find the demon that these people were summoning to possibly latch onto it, and hopefully it will get them back to the real world.
Yeah. And they sort of get back there, but things aren't going the way they thought. How's that?
Right.
Aha.
Yeah. I wish I remember the first one, obviously, the shredding.
I can't remember that one. Mental block. Too many of them, folks. Well, wait
All I know is this.
Wait a minute. I will use my brain. Use my brain.
Yeah, sorry, folks. I should remember these anthologies off the back of my hand.
Yeah, well, using my brain a bit here. No, I can't remember. Nah, sorry.
Anyway,
brain hurts. Yeah.
Anyway, I thought the latest one was it kind of was a bit weak in some areas. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, the other ones were pretty good, and I thought they were pretty interesting.
Look, found footage to me is either going to like it or not like it. Mm-hmm. Secondly, I believe they've been done on a really strict budget. Uh-huh. Okay, so if they've found footage and done on a really tight budget, you're not going to get a bucket load of quality out of it. You're going to get some good stories out of it. That's about it. Yeah. Now, quality-wise, overall, depending how good the stories are. If the stories are really, really good and interesting, you can forget about the other stuff being a problem. That theme that Sarah's talking about, the little plastic soldiers and that sort of stuff, well, okay, it worked, but it didn't work for me.
Oh, now I remember, guys, just now. I know what the shredding is. It's actually a bunch of kids from a band who are going into a building that used to do
used to be a nightclub or something.
Clubbing stuff. And they hear about the last band that was played there that died there. And there they tried to, play a bit of music there. And then somehow these very band members come back to life and start attacking these band members.
Don't tell them anything.
And that's about it. I won't tell you any more about it.
Otherwise, you'll tell them the good bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that this new one is a bit on the weak surface. I don't know why.
That's okay.
I thought that I would be scared to bits or shaking my boots,
but
I thought the narrative was kind of weak with me. Yeah. Even the bit where we see they tried to bring in two different narratives to boost it up, but I thought it made it a little more confusing. I mean, it just wasn't there. I just hope that the next one will recapture something that we love within the narrative.
I'm going to say something to you again. Okay.
Yes.
These, I believe, were extremely low-budget films. Mm-hmm. Right? And you're going to get what you pay for. Okay.
I agree.
Okay. Now, point is, if it's a really extremely low-budget film, mm-hmm. and it's put him out. It was Bloody Disgusting, was it? Was it Bloody Disgusting, the guys that put these out?
Yeah, Bloody Disgusting.
Yeah, now, I think he actually... Bloody Disgusting was involved in the production of these. Mm-hmm. I think Miska is Bloody Disgusting. No, I don't mean it that way, but I think he is the company.
It is just a company.
It's his company,
guys.
Yeah. And I think he reviews movies and stuff, and also makes some low-budget films. And I think for what he's doing on a limited budget, they're pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't say they're any threat to mainstream films. Mm-hmm. But if you like this sort of stuff, found footage, stuff which probably would have been better off going straight to DVD or streaming or whatever. Yeah, it's fine. It's a good watch. It's fun. It's not intended to be totally serious. I don't think. I wouldn't say it's a comedy horror, but it's not serious either. So yeah, it's a good fun to me, but I'm not going to give it a good rating over like a 10 or something. But I'm still going to give it an 8 or something around there, because I can see what they're doing, and it looks like they've had a lot of fun putting it together, and the quality is there. But again, I don't like found footage.
Well, I thought that I would give it 9 out of 10, guys, for me.
You're generous.
Well, the first 4 were wonderful to me, but I was let down with this latest one, obviously.
Yeah.
So it would be higher, like, say, 10, but unfortunately that would have been... Well, it just feels like I would just be pushing the envelope here if I said 10.
Yeah. But look, again, it's low budget. What are you expecting,
True. Anyway, I do think these anthologies are
I like anthologies.
Are really great,
Yeah.
and I do like the first 4 were pretty cool. I especially like how they bring in unknown creatures and try to breathe new life into them. I mean, I do like the fact when you see something that you cannot explain, which is kind of interesting. I mean, I do think that this series will continue to grow and develop, and I do hope that someday it will come onto theaters one of these days again.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Shudder, the special channel that deals with horror and thrillers and anything that's creepy. But I do hope that one day we'll get to see more of that creepiness on the big screen again. Anyway.
We need some creepy stuff. It gets the old blood going, doesn't it?
So
actually, I mean, I know it's not Halloween now, but we just passed Halloween, and the spirit of Halloween should be all year.
I agree, Mike.
Creepiness and fun and ghosts and goblins and Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, they should be churned out. That sort of movie should be all year round, not just relegated to what's the best movie for Halloween? Nah, what's the best movie for all round?
Yeah.
I like it.
I agree. So anyway, that's about it for us tonight.
It's going to be a bit of a short one. Start doing an anthology about going into everything.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to go into the creepy spoilers. I mean, I often go through spoilers.
You give the stories away. But no, actually, I will say one thing. When I was a young fellow growing up a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, now, I grew up watching a lot of TV, as one would, and we used to get a lot of English anthologies on, I can't remember what they were called now, I think Tales from the Crypt and Amicus compendiums of different anthologies, and the English ones were really good, and so I think that there were some American ones there as well, and when you get these little stories go together, and there is a common thread bringing them all together, like all these people have died, and they're reliving their last day or days on Earth, which led to their demise, that sort of stuff. And they're really good and cool and a little bit creepy. And they're all good fun. You didn't take them seriously, obviously. But yeah, I like short story ones which get you straight into it, and no backstories, no nothing. And okay, there's a guy there, he's cheating on his wife. Oh look, he just died, he's turned into a zombie. There you go, taken care of. Next story. It's wrapped up in a nice little parcel. Some people say we need a great backstory. Let's do a 2.5-hour movie when you could have got through the whole story in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, like the one about the man who had a camera eye. Who indicates that these ghosts are following him around because he did something bad, maybe.
I don't know, I can't remember. I was trying to figure out, I was losing a little bit. Again,
it's usually hard when you're following around a character and you think that they haven't done anything wrong, but then you rethink, should you be backing this person or you should be...
How did he lose his eye? in the first place.
Well, he said he lost it in a car accident.
But was he driving the car and people died because of his car accident? So you don't know. So it's a bit of a trade-off when you have these short stories.
Exactly. So guys, as we said before, check it out on Amazon and
like I said,
eBay.
eBay has got them. Amazon has it for rent and for sale. Other places will probably have them as well, I would say, if that's the case.
Right.
You might be able to stream it, whatever. I won't say go on YouTube because you don't always get a good copy.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking YouTube, just the people who put them up sometimes forget about compression ratios.
Yeah. And always remember, guys, if you're looking for a particular movie episode, be sure to put in the date.
Oh, another point too. When you key this into eBay or Amazon, it's V/S/H. If you just put VHS, it brings up anything with the word VHS in it. You'll have every freaking thing saying, "Oh, this is a VHS movie. This is Noddy and Big Ears. This is so and so. This is blah," and you won't get the movie come up. So it's going to be V/S/H.
Actually, you got it written the wrong way, Mike.
What?
It's VHS.
Oh, what's that? Did I say about front, did I?
Yeah, you did.
V/H/S, okay?
Yeah. Don't confuse the audience.
It's
with
the slip of the tongue. Yeah, but it's going to be a slash in between the letters. Not an underscore, not a dash, a slash, Yeah, and then it'll come up with the date, obviously. So if you put VHS and then put a date, any movie with that date that's got a VHS after it will pop up, and you don't want that. No.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's about it for us tonight, guys. Sorry this had to be a short one.
Well, it's a bit shorter than usual. They can go out and party now. Go at the tavern, have a drink, get a pizza in, watch a movie.
And sit down and watch the actual movie, see
if you're going to Prime and get it now. Get the first one.
Yeah. Anyway, that's about it. Let us know in the comments which one's your favourite of the VHSs that you think is enjoyable.
Exactly.
Okay? I like to hear your feedback on which one you think is coolest.
We couldn't tell you too much, otherwise we would have given all the stories away, and we didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm okay with when it comes to one individual movie at a time, but when it comes to anthologies, I want to let you guys to watch it for yourself.
Yeah, but they're fun. Yeah.
Anyway, that's about it for us tonight, guys. Feel free to check out our previous episodes when you can, so you can because we've got a few, lots, and we want you guys to continue supporting our group out there.
Spread the word. Yeah.
Spread the word and continue sending your love for our podcast.
Well, send some money, but not no. I was only joking.
All right, thanks for listening to our podcast, everyone. This is Sarah Stephenson
and Michael
saying, see you guys around on Boys and Ghouls Film Review. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.